There's a reason why disciplined men rise to the top, while others stay broke. It's not luck. It's not just talent. It's not even just hard work. It's energy, the ability to stay focused, driven, and disciplined long enough to win. Most men don't lose because they're stupid. They lose because they can't stay consistent. They get distracted, they chase pleasure, and they waste their most valuable resource, their life force. What if I told you that every time you give in to lust, you're handing over your empire? Every time you release your seed without purpose, you're giving away the energy that could have been used to build a business, learn a new skill, or rise up financially. Let's be real for a second. Most men today are broke, not just financially, but mentally and spiritually. They're drained, lazy, and full of doubt. They don't know why they're stuck, but the answer is right in front of them. They've become slaves to their own urges. Open tabs of porn, swiping endlessly on Instagram, chasing the next hookup, all for a few seconds of pleasure. Meanwhile, their goals collect dust. Their dreams die slowly in the background. But the man who masters his sexual energy becomes a different beast. He walks differently. He speaks differently. He works differently. He creates differently. Because his energy isn't scattered. It's focused like a laser. That's what semen retention does. It doesn't magically drop money into your bank account overnight. And I know some idiots are going to say things like, yeah, right. If just abstaining would make you rich, then why isn't everyone who retains rich? It doesn't make you rich overnight. This isn't a magic spell. But here's what it does do. It stops you from throwing your power away. It gives you your time, energy, and mental clarity back. When you stay focused and consistent long enough, all that energy isn't lost chasing cheap dopamine. You start chasing real dopamine. You start hitting the gym. You start staying up 1 more hour to work on your goals. You get up 1 hour earlier to plan your business. You stop quitting just because things get hard. Imagine all those minutes that turn into hours when you're just wasting away your energy on porn and other cheap pleasures. Over weeks, months, and years, it adds up. That's time you can't get back. It might not seem like much right now, but 5 years from now, you're going to feel the pain of lost time if you don't do something to use your energy correctly. I wasted a lot of time in my teens, smoking weed, masturbating, binge-watching TV series, hanging out all day in the streets, doing absolutely fuck all. And I did all this way into my early 20s. I was always a hustler, even though I worked at many places and even sold a lot of weed to have enough money in my pocket and sustain my habit without having to spend any of my money on it. Well, actually I was, because it would come out of my profits, but anyway, I wasn't redirecting my focus or transmuting my energy. I was going down a terrible path. So I decided to quit all that and do something different. I'm 26, and I just got my shit together like 2 years ago, but I still have a long way to go. Now I know how it feels to lose precious time, and I won't let it happen again. It's okay to rest here and there to regenerate. It's good for your mental health to take a short break, but not for things to spiral out of control again. On your rest days, go for walks, sit in solitude, and think of what you want to do in your life, and treat yourself to a meal at a restaurant. It's easy for the winner to go downhill. The hard part is when the loser keeps going higher and higher. That's a true warrior turning into a legend. That's what makes the feeling and the self-confidence even more beautiful, because that's where it comes from. The struggle. When you know you've done something most people can never even reach because they lack the discipline, you know you are a different dying breed. Always keep your head up. Semen retention isn't about being a monk. It's about being a man with purpose. Every time you resist that urge to release, you're training your mind to endure, to stay strong, to not fold when things don't go your way. because that same mindset transfers to everything else in life. Just like when you don't settle for releasing your seed every time you feel aroused, you won't settle for mediocrity in life either. You won't give up after 3 failed attempts. You won't cry about rejection or throw in the towel because your idea didn't blow up on the first try. No, you'll get back up. You'll try again. And you'll win. You'll succeed. You'll build. You'll become rich, not just with money, but with character, strength, and legacy. Now let's talk about what happens biologically and mentally when you practice semen retention. First, your dopamine receptors reset. You stop needing constant stimulation. That gives you better focus and motivation. You can finally read a book for 30 minutes without checking your phone. You can sit and plan for your business without feeling bored. You start to enjoy hard work. You also get a surge in testosterone and confidence, which are huge assets in the world of money making. Whether you're pitching a business idea, negotiating a deal, or trying to build a network, your presence as a man becomes stronger. You're no longer needy or desperate. You're sharp, grounded, and in control. And that kind of energy, people notice it. Opportunities find it. Money is attracted to it. Think about successful men who had high self-control. People like Nikola Tesla, Leonardo da Vinci, even Steve Jobs. They weren't wasting time chasing short-term pleasure. They were obsessed with their vision. They used their energy to create, not to escape. And that's what makes the difference. Most broke men today are tired, anxious, and lazy, not because they're cursed, but because they're drained. They gave up their energy to pixels on a screen, to girls who don't care about them, to moments of pleasure that left them feeling empty. Then they wonder why they can't concentrate, why they can't stay motivated, and why they feel like failures. But when you hold your seed, when you retain, it's like flipping a switch. You become present, driven, and hungry again. You begin to chase growth instead of comfort. You start building instead of consuming. And slowly but surely, your life starts to level up. You begin to see money as a tool, not as a fantasy. You start thinking bigger. You create goals and actually stick to them. And look, no, it's not easy. Retention requires strength. You're literally fighting against your most primal urge. But that's why it's so powerful. Because every time you win that battle, you get mentally tougher. And tough men succeed in this world. Weak men complain. Let's imagine this. 2 men. One gives in to lust every few days. He spends hours online, feels tired, lacks direction. The other one practices retention. He has urges, yes, but he channels that energy. He uses it to train harder, study longer, and stay up later. In a year, who do you think will be closer to success? Who will have the discipline to stick through the hard times, build a brand, learn a new skill, or make bold moves with confidence? Exactly. It's not a coincidence. Semen retention doesn't just stop you from falling. It lifts you up. It gives you back control. It reminds you that you are not just a consumer. You are a creator. You have to understand that semen retention is not just about discipline. It's about identity. Every time you resist the urge to release, you're casting a vote for the man you want to become. You're proving to yourself that you're not just another average, weak-willed guy who gets pulled around by his cravings. No, you're becoming a king, a man who can delay gratification, a man who sees the bigger picture, a man who trades short-term pleasure for long-term power. That shift in identity is what makes you financially dangerous, in a good way. Because the world is full of distractions. It's full of easy traps and shiny temptations. And the average man gives in. He scrolls when he should be building. He releases when he should be retaining. He taps out when he should be leveling up. But you're playing a different game. You've chosen to sacrifice comfort for greatness, and greatness pays well, not just in money, but in purpose, peace, and pride. Let's break this down into real-world habits. When you retain, you're going to notice things change fast. You start sleeping better. You start waking up with clarity. You don't need 3 cups of coffee to feel alive anymore. Why? Because your internal fire is burning again. Your testosterone is climbing. Your dopamine system is rebalancing, and your confidence is rising. You'll look at your goals with different eyes. That online business idea you had last year, you'll actually start building it. That gym membership you never used, now you're in there 5 days a week. That book you wanted to write, that YouTube channel, that course you wanted to sell, that freelancing skill, you finally start doing instead of dreaming. And guess what? Most people around you won't understand. They'll say you're obsessed. They'll say you're extreme. But let them talk. Because while they're still stuck in loops of comfort and excuses, you're evolving. You're becoming the type of man who creates income, not just chases it. The type who attracts wealth through focus, action, and consistency. Semen retention is the hidden edge. It's what the school system never taught you. It's what modern media will never promote. Because a man who retains is hard to control. He's not desperate. He's not passive. He's not addicted. He's alert. He's sharp. He's calm under pressure. He's relentless. And when you have that mindset in today's world, you win. You make better financial decisions. You stop impulse spending. You invest in your mind. You stack skills instead of watching endless content. You build something real, even if it takes time, because you finally have the stamina to stay consistent for years, not just a few days. That's how wealth is created, not by get-rich-quick nonsense, not by lottery tickets, not by hoping some millionaire saves you. Wealth is created through energy, vision, and action every single day. And if you're leaking your energy every week, you'll never have enough to build anything meaningful. But when you retain, you're full. You're lit up inside. You walk into the world ready to conquer, not collapse. Let's be honest, most people won't make it. They'll relapse. They'll doubt. They'll mock the idea. They'll laugh like idiots and say, "That's just nonsense. I don't see how holding it in makes you rich." But remember this, it's not about holding it in. It's about holding it together. Holding together your mind, your mission, your focus, your grind. Because when the rest of the world is busy giving up after a few failures, you've built the mindset to keep going. You've trained your brain to fight for something more. And that's what makes you different. You'll be the one staying up late to finish that project. You'll be the one waking up early to take cold showers and plan your day. You'll be the one with the clear vision, while others are stuck in mental fog. You'll be the one investing in stocks, assets, businesses, while others invest in temporary highs. And day by day, that gap grows. You'll rise, not because you're better, but because you became wiser. You understood what very few ever realize. Your sexual energy is your fuel. Don't waste it. If you retain and combine it with action, faith, vision, and work, you will change your financial life forever. In the end, you have 2 choices. You can stay the same. Keep wasting your potential. Keep releasing your power every few days and wondering why nothing's working. Or you can step up. You can retain. You can build. You can transform. The man you want to become is waiting for you on the other side of discipline. If you made it until here, leave a crown emoji in the comments below. I want to see how many of you reach the end and finish what you start. And remember, live with honor or die a coward. Thanks for watching. Take care and stay strong.